I've got to get your reaction to this Biden-appointed federal judge out in Los Angeles, apparently expected today to issue a temporary restraining order halting your lawful operations. She says, I think it's important for the court not to burden otherwise lawful law enforcement activities. Your reaction there?
Look, people need to understand, ICE officers and Border Patrol, they don't need probable cause to walk up to somebody, briefly detain them, and question them. They just need the totality of the circumstances, right? They just got through the observation, get articulable facts based on their location, their occupation, their physical appearance, their actions. Like a uniformed Border Patrol agent walks up to them at for instance, a Home Depot. And they got all these articulable facts, plus the person walks away or runs away. Agents are trained. What they need to detain somebody temporarily and question them. It's not probable cause, it's reasonable suspicion. We're trained on that. Every agent, every 6 months, get Fourth Amendment training over and over again. These officers are really good at what they do. And if this judge is making a decision that's against what these officers are trained, what the law is based upon, then they're going to shut down operation. I think that's their end game. They want ICE to stop doing this. But if they base it on the rule of law, they're going to find out Border Patrol and ICE is doing exactly what they're going to do in accordance with law.
And you're not going to stop coming. Tom Homan, thank you for getting up with us this morning.
Folks, they're telling you with their own words. And if you don't understand exactly what he's saying, let me break it down for you because this is so important right now. Tom Homan, Trump's border czar, is saying that ICE agents can now target anybody based on their physical appearance, based on their skin color. And even though he tries to downplay it by saying, oh, they may just be detained temporarily while we suspect that they're an illegal alien, as they call them, that is already a disgusting violation of the Constitution, of people's rights. And by the way, this type of thing has already been happening. They're going after anybody they even suspect of being undocumented, of being here illegally, as they say, even though to come to this country illegally, that's the equivalent of a petty crime, like a parking ticket. It's not a felony. And they said they were only sending the worst criminals to places like Alcatraz, which is a concentration camp, by the way. Now we know they think anybody who came to this country, even to seek asylum, even to become a citizen, is a dangerous criminal. These could be farm workers, these could be family members, it doesn't matter. They're going after anybody they want. Trump's advisor, Stephen Miller, one of the chief proponents of Project 2025, says if he had it his way, the United States of America would only have around 100 million people and they would all look like him. Well, if I wanted to live in the United States of Stephen Miller and be surrounded by a bunch of Squidward-looking, bald Stephen Miller, ugly motherfuckers, then I would move to Stephen Miller land. This is the United States of America. We are a melting pot. If you want to live in a country where we have a bunch of old, bald Stephen Miller-looking fucks, you can move to 1940s Germany because this sounds a lot like eugenics. This sounds a lot like Aryan fascism. Maybe instead of ICE agents being able to harass, stalk, abduct anybody they even suspect of being an undocumented migrant, we should be taking ICE masks off their faces. We should be demanding ICE agents show ID, prove that they're ICE agents. How do we know these aren't January 6th insurrectionists getting paid by Trump to operate as bounty hunters to collect money for the amount of migrants they round up to fulfill Stephen Miller's agenda? And by the way, don't think that this isn't also about disrupting the economy in places like California, because when they go after farms in Camarillo, which is in Ventura County, north of Los Angeles, you saw yesterday they had a helicopter landing on the farm field, children running for their lives with their mothers. When they do this, they're not just trying to terrorize the community. They're not just trying to incite fear in the community. They're trying to disrupt the Californian economy because they want to cripple the economy in places like California so that we demand help from the Trump administration. And I don't understand how this is going to work out for them when they say they want to deport undocumented migrants from these farms, and then they want people who are receiving Medicaid, American citizens, to go work on these farms. That may end up being a lot of Trump supporters, and they're not going to be very happy when they're working on these farms that people have literally risked their lives to come work on to survive and make a living in this country, contribute to our economy, pay taxes, just to be terrorized by the Trump regime. Folks, thanks so much for tuning into this edition of the Progressive Pulse. I'm Josh Green. Please like this video, share this video, help amplify this message, help me share the truth about what's happening here in the US and around the world. Subscribe for free. You can turn on post notifications by hitting that little bell. That way you never miss a video. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and fight the fascist Trump regime.